Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. Central Time, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always so much fun. Right now, you can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communication, and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, and also the podcast on thenewscasters.com. We'll be making more announcements this coming year, and we are growing with the show, so we definitely appreciate your part of it. You're the reason we are. And all of our wonderful sponsors who've been with us for years, thank you so much as well. Speaking of great folks making the show great, it's got to be this guy right here, AP Steadham. He's our resident sport guy. And you've been doing this, I'm thinking about 2014 or something like that. I'm not. We're going to have to get the books and see.
Yeah, I can't recall, Don. We've been moving so fast, we can't turn our heads to look backwards.
That's true. We cannot add one more thing, can we? I mean, it's going at it. But that means call for more stations wanting to have your show, which is absolutely fabulous. You are also on the Newscaster Studio. You have a podcast there. Now, is that audio or video?
We have the video. You can watch AP as we see it. So we have the audio on Spotify, but also video. So yeah, newscasters, we're glad to be there. And Donna, the one thing that when you're doing those broadcasts, you have to doing the video, you have to get dressed and look nice or look presentable. So, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed doing the video. You know, we started like late August, let's say, something like that. I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's really working out great for you. I'm so glad your show is growing like crazy. I mean, that's absolutely awesome. Where are you at right now? You got a different background.
Yes, I'm in Baltimore, Donna. I was here. I've been gone for a week. I was in Baltimore area because we went to cover the Army-Navy game. So you can watch those videos, all the interviews that we did and the photos and things on all my Facebook and Instagram, and check that out. But Army was, 11-1 down, ranked and everything. Navy had a good season as well, 8-3, two good teams from the American Athletic Conference. And Army was upset by Navy over the weekend, 31-13. Yeah, Army had a good team, but Navy rushed the football. The Army couldn't stop them. And the funny thing about it was Army, the offensive line received a Joe Moore Award, I was told, which is for the best offensive line. But Navy just stuffed them down. They couldn't run the football. Had a very difficult time. But it was so much fun to see all the cadets and the midshipmen on the field and be there. And the crowd, it was about 40 degrees, a little brisk, but it was good football weather. And nationally televised game. So we had a lot of fun covering that for the very first time.
I know a lot of folks who have to play against Army or Navy. They're very patriotic teams, and they feel almost guilty if they beat one of them. Right.
And they give 100%. 100%. Army was a little bit off that day, but I think Navy was because of Navy. But Army, their only defeat was Notre Dame. And the two times I saw Army play, they were beaten by Notre Dame and Navy this year. So I don't know. But that was quite a ball game, and it was great to be here in the Baltimore area. The game was played in Landover at the Washington Commander Stadium. That's where it was played this year down there. Yeah. So it's kind of a cool place. It's out there, and they have parking all around the stadium because it's in the country, I would say, per se. So you're not in any neighborhoods where you're having difficulty parking. It's just parking lots in the stadium. So the perfect location. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was really funny, and I'm trying to remember which coach it was at Notre Dame, and they won this. I think it was back in the 60s or maybe even the 70s, and he kept apologizing for winning, and he said, "Now I'm patriotic, okay? I'm patriotic."
Right,
saying that.
They play. Notre Dame plays Navy pretty consecutively through the decades here, and then occasionally Army as well. I think they played Navy more though, but maybe I'll have to look that up, but. They played the service academies. But Donna, the other thing I was going to tell you, I've been gone for a week. So I was out in Las Vegas for the National Football Foundation College Football Hall of Fame. So there's 5 SEC players that were inducted. And so there was only, like, say, 10 or 12, and 5 from the Southeastern Conference. You had Tim Couch, the quarterback from Kentucky. You had Antonio Langham from the University of Alabama, cornerback. Kevin Smith, cornerback, Texas A&M. And Dan Hampton, University of Arkansas, and Dewey Selman, University of Oklahoma. They were both defensive linemen, Dan and Dewey. So it was a lot of fun. We saw all the SEC people out there in Las Vegas for the banquet. Down, it's 2,000 people, 2,000 people for this black tie affair. It was started in 1947 by General MacArthur, Red Blake, the Army coach, and Grantland Rice, the famous sports writer. It used to be held at the Waldorf in New York City, but they have it in Las Vegas now the last 3-4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of history to that. And,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw Dabo. I was with Dabo.
oh, what did he say? Did you tell him that I'm moving up in his neck of the woods?
Yeah, I have to tell him he was all excited. Of course, he was there to honor his teammate at Alabama, Antonio Lang. And plus, he usually attends the event as well. But it was special for him to be there with all his former Alabama teammates who showed up to support Antonio. But yeah, Clemson's going to play a big game against Texas, and they're traveling to Austin, Texas. They'll play the game on Saturday. And the Clemson team, Donna, they have a quarterback. He played high school football in Austin, Texas, Cade Klubnik. So that's an interesting dynamic for that game, Clemson versus Texas. So it'll be the two orange teams playing each other, burnt orange versus the orange of Clemson.
I'm going to say it's going to be a sea of orange for sure.
Sea of orange, yeah. It'd be a competitive game.
So we're going to be moving out there, and it's so funny. I think those people are into football as much as us folks in Alabama. It's almost the first word out of somebody's mouth. We actually looked at a house, and they're probably making an offer on it sometime today. And first thing the owners ask is, well, are you going to be for South Carolina or are you going to be for Clemson? It was like, and I'm like, well, you people are so serious, like more than we are.
They are
serious football
fanatics. Rabid fans, Donna. They really support their team. And Donna, they have not always had the best teams, but they fill those stadiums to support their team, South Carolina and Clemson. You're correct.
A lot of stuff. So, okay, so what's going on with the rest of the SEC so far? Wrap it up.
Right, Donna, we have, Georgia's in the playoff. They have the first round bye. They'll play in the Sugar Bowl, the winner of Indiana and Notre Dame. So that'll be a fun game. And Donna, I would think that Indiana-Notre Dame game, that's probably the highest priced ticket because it's in state. Mm-hmm. And Indiana hasn't played Notre Dame since 91. Indiana's in the playoff, Donna. They're a program that has not had a lot of wins throughout their history. And now here they are in the playoff, the very first one. I think that's sensational. They have their quarterback, Curtis Rourke from Canada, played at Ohio University, came over from the MAC. And, of course, Notre Dame's quarterback is Riley Leonard from Fairhope High School here in Alabama. Mm-hmm. So that'll be a good ball. But anyway, Georgia faces them. Texas will face Clemson, as we said, this Saturday. We have Tennessee will face Ohio State. They'll travel to Columbus, and that'll be the Saturday night game, Donna. So 3 teams from the SEC and amongst the 12, the college football playoff. Then you have all the other teams, Donna. 10 teams are in the bowl. We'll just rattle those off. In Tampa, on the 20th, Florida takes on Tulane. On the 27th in Fort Worth, you have Oklahoma versus Navy. On the 27th in Birmingham, you have Vanderbilt versus Georgia Tech. On the 27th in Memphis, Arkansas versus Texas Tech. In Las Vegas on the 27th, you have Texas A&M University versus University of Southern California. In Tampa on the 31st, you have Alabama versus Michigan. On the 31st in Orlando, South Carolina. You mentioned those. They're so excited down in South Carolina. They're going to fill that stadium, I know. South Carolina will play Illinois. Illinois will be excited as well. Houston on the 31st, LSU versus Baylor. And that's Dave Aranda, who was the former defensive coordinator when they won the national title at LSU. So LSU will face Baylor. The second in Jacksonville, Florida, they have Ole Miss versus Duke. And just going back on the 30th of December in Nashville, Missouri will play Iowa. So there's some nice ball games there. But we don't know who's going to opt out of those games, Donna. But those are some nice bowls. So 13 participants out of the 16 from the SEC. The only ones who did not make a bowl or in a postseason is Kentucky, Auburn, and Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm. It's been fun watching Vanderbilt this year, and it's been such a shocker.
Yeah, and that's a good matchup for them because Georgia Tech, they played Georgia to, I think it was 8 overtimes. They beat Miami this year, Georgia Tech did. And, of course, we know Vanderbilt beat Alabama this year, played Texas to a 3-point ball game in Nashville. Took Missouri to a couple overtimes as well. So those are two teams that on any given day, they can play with anyone.
Yeah, I feel like they can too, but things are a little different than they were before because now you can just hop from one team to the next.
That's
You
correct.
think Vanderbilt can keep all of those players?
I think they're really committed to having a good football team down. And if you show your commitment to a player and their family and the people that support that player, I think you can attract some people to Vanderbilt and Nashville. I think it's a good situation. You get a great education. You're playing in the Southeastern Conference, and you're shown you beat a number one team this year. You beat Alabama, put 40 points on.
Well, it takes the team players and it also takes the coach. So you've got to hope the coach is going to stay in place as well.
Right. He's a Vanderbilt. Yeah, he's a Vanderbilt man, so I think he will. I believe he'll be there. I think so. Donna Clark Lee done an excellent job. From zero wins in the conference, Donna. And now you're bowl eligible this year. That's quite a leap. Quite a leap.
If they can keep things rocking like they have this year, I think you can expect up there in the top 5 next year. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know if they're going to reach that level, but Donna, I'm just thinking that I wouldn't take them lightly moving forward because they have momentum, and I believe that. I think they're going to show an improvement on their roster in the transfer portal and different players they're bringing in. So watch out for Vanderbilt. As we know, they're tough.
Yeah, and you never know what starts a little spark that starts that momentum. So none of us really know what it is, but my goodness, whatever it was, keep doing it.
Yeah. I think Diego Pavia, the transfer quarterback from New Mexico State, I think he was the catalyst, Donna. Because in this quarterback-centric era, you must have a leader at that position. Now, when you discuss Diego Pavia, I don't think he's physically imposing. He's not very big. When you discuss football players and quarterbacks, but he knows how to win. Statistically, he doesn't have the best numbers, but he knows how to win football games. And they could be double-digit underdogs, and he's beaten those teams 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Right. And Tennessee is still a good force, but they seem to be a little quiet. Is there a problem with that?
Yeah, Tennessee, Donna, they have a good running game with Dylan Sampson, one of the best running backs in the conference in the country. And they have an excellent defense. So they have the running game and the defense, and they're playing at Ohio State. And Ohio State's shown a slight vulnerability to teams that can run. Michigan, when they played defense, ran the football and upset them their last game. So, but now can the quarterback for Tennessee, and he play just a little bit better, Nico Iamaleava. And can he play just a little bit better in these playoffs? Because, Donna, the winner of that game, Tennessee, Ohio State, will play Oregon in the Rose Bowl. I will be there. I will be there at that game in California, Rose Bowl this year. So, and I'm not sure Tennessee, Donna, has played in the Rose Bowl game. I'm not sure they have. So that would be a cool thing for the volunteer fans.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't. They might have played way back in history or something, but I have to check that out. But I don't think they've played in this era, this modern era, this bowl game.
Well, let's go ahead and cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. Everybody hang in there.
Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. Or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain-fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Been doing this for almost 20 years, by the way. And guess what the date is, AP? It's April the 1st. That will be
April the 1st.
April Fool's Day. Who would have thought? So April Fool's Day is when it all began.
Oh,
and
my
so
goodness.
it'll be 20 years this in the year 2025, April 1st, 2025.
It's been a pretty good joke. Pretty good joke, Donna. Pretty nice joke.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd work either. I mean, so a friend of mine, Tom Williams, is the funny thing about it. So Tom and I are good friends, and he was one of my accounts when I used to be in corporate with GTE. And so he just came to me one day and said, I'm going to begin a noontime talk show at the station, the TV station. And I said, oh, man, that's going to be awesome. And I was thinking of somebody else because she had that background and just moved into the area I was in. And he said, no, you're going to do it. And I went, yeah, right. I'll not remember my name.
Right.
Sure. And he said, I just want you to try it. And he said, I won't televise it. We'll do a taping and we'll just see what you think. It was just a lot of fun because I get to promote other people and I get to promote you. And because I'm not that big of a deal, but I have
You are.
wonderful friends.
Yeah,
And
you are.
you're one of them. So AP Steadham's been with us again. I'm thinking about 2014 is probably, you've been with us about 10 years. But anyway, I appreciate you being with us all this time. And we're going to have some celebrations and some growth and a lot of things we're going to be announcing this coming year. But appreciate you being with us, AP.
Oh, my
And you
pleasure.
are definitely all about sports, you know.
We try to have a lot of fun.
Nothing besides college football.
Yeah, we love college football, Don. I mean, that's always been my favorite sport, and knowing about it. And so I guess start learning about it and retaining the knowledge since you're maybe 9, 10 years old. So it's all in my head. And I love the fact now that we're having the 12 teams in the college football playoff and 3 teams from the Southeastern Conference. And Don, I just think you have these matchups that you normally don't see. For instance, the Tennessee game. I don't know. They might have played Ohio State in a bowl game years ago, but they don't play them during the regular season. So this is a fun game. Everybody knows the Big Ten and the SEC. There's always been that rivalry for half a century or more, actually. So Tennessee has to travel up to Columbus. I know it gets cold in Knoxville. I don't know the weather in Columbus, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty balmy. And it's nighttime. It's a nighttime game, Don.
It's going to be even worse.
Yeah, to be the third game of the day. Yeah, because the Indiana Notre Dame game is Friday night, and the other 3 games, Texas, Clemson, Tennessee, Ohio State game is on Saturday, and the other game I'm trying to remember the other game, but anyway, so it should be a lot of fun to see these teams play.
Well, I've got some advice for you, and you're going to be out in the cold weather, and it's going to be nighttime weather, and maybe you're fighting off the flu. Do ginger root. I'm just telling you, go look it up, Google it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And you can get it in pill form. So take ginger root. It's got this peppery kind of a thing going, so that'll help you. And I know these things, I mean, we've got to go. I mean, we've got to go see, even if we have the flu. And I know you do too.
Oh, yeah, I'll try. Don, I remember the other game is SMU from the Dallas area will travel to Penn State. So another game involving weather. But it gets cold in Dallas too, but not like Pennsylvania probably, but we'll see. But so there's some teams coming from the southwest to travel to the north where there could be a little bit colder temperatures for them. But this time of year, everyone's excited that a general will take over. And I don't think it'll affect the other teams. I really don't, because like I said, Tennessee, it's cold weather. Dallas gets cold.
We're used to it.
So that those things happen. Clemson's going out to the southwest, so maybe be slightly better weather.
But better for
Clemson down in Austin, Texas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, much better for them. You know something? It's just the way things evolve and the way things change, and you can always expect that during football, but even more so this year. So I wanted to mention this in Jacksonville State University, and so they finished off another good season this year, but they're losing the coach. Can you believe that? He's done his thing. Now he's leaving. Right.
Yeah. Rich Rodriguez, he from West Virginia. And Don, you may know this story. He was offered the head coaching position at the University of Alabama. Mm-hmm. Turned that down, and Alabama hired Nick Saban, another person from that same area in West Virginia, actually, Nick Saban. So Rich Rodriguez, he's been to Michigan, Arizona, those 2 schools, and then Jacksonville State built him up. Now he's going back to West Virginia. So good for them, Mountaineers. I know they're very excited to have him return.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, we're going to have Super Bowl coming up pretty soon. And so I have this sports history moment that I do every single, at about 6:10 p.m. every single day. And so we've been talking about sports history and, with what happens with the Super Bowl. So, but do you feel like the Super Bowl has the punch, the energy that it used to have?
Don, I think it may be even more. The Super Bowl this year, Super Bowl 59, I believe it is, Don. 59. Yeah, I think it is 59. Mm-hmm. That'll be held in New Orleans, I think, for the 10th or 11th time. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be New Orleans. And then, Don, I'd just like to say, yesterday I covered the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So I saw that game. Philadelphia won 27-13. And I'm going to be putting up some videos and interviews from that as well. And people can check all the things I did this weekend, the Army, Navy, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. I'm going to be putting that up later today. Those interviews. We had a chance to speak to Jalen Hurts people in Alabama will remember him as a quarterback. And also, he played 1 year at Oklahoma. So Jalen played in that ball game. So, but I think the Super Bowl, Don, I don't know. I think it gets bigger every year, actually, I think, for people because they watch that pro football.
I think they like the football part, but I think all of the entertainment, people just go and, get
Right.
food, order a pizza. But the Super Bowl is actually has the most food as far as the folks that are watching the game. There's more money spent on food, and it's just behind Thanksgiving.
Just behind Thanksgiving.
That's behind Thanksgiving.
That's amazing. July the 4th and all these other holidays. The Super Bowl, which is not a holiday, and it's right behind Thanksgiving. That's a good fact.
Yeah, that's incredible. So what do you think the most eaten food is on the Super Bowl day?
I would say pizza.
I
don't know, but I'm just guessing.
And wings, chicken wings.
Right. I would say those two. Those two. It's a race.
But it's always, it's just one of the things we do in America. It's one of our big pastime things. And we even have churches that'll actually close on Super Bowl night. So because I know people are going to stay home anyway. Right.
Yeah. They won't be open for the Super Bowl. But anyhow, so college football done. They're trying to attract more people with this college football playoff from the 12 teams, and I think they're going to have some big ratings for these games.
I do too. I think it's working. I really do, that part of it.
Yeah, the 20th of December is the one night game in Notre Dame. The other 3 games will be played starting around noon, let's say, then mid-afternoon, then the night game. And that Tennessee-Ohio State game, I think that'll have huge numbers, that game. I really do. From the SEC and the Big Ten.
Yeah, I do too. Now, AP, as we see it, so who are you going to be interviewing this coming week?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to talk to some folks from Tennessee, Donna, because that's a huge game. As I mentioned, play Ohio State, and I'm trying to get somebody to speak about that game. And, we might have somebody, maybe Texas too, because they're in the playoffs. I'd have somebody like that because they're a team representing the SEC for the very first time, Donna. Very first time. This is, their inaugural entrance into the league, and they made the playoffs. They're playing at home. So hosting a game, and they're playing Clemson. So that's another big ball game that people will be watching.
Absolutely. AP, we're going to have to go. Now, your show can be found on the Newscaster Studio.
Yes, it could be on
other areas around the world, but it's really easy to find on Newscasters. Just go to the newscasters.com.
Yeah, and you can check our YouTube channel at AP Steadham and AP As We See It, Spotify as well. And we put up our schedule on the Facebook every week. So, yeah, I really enjoy it. But thank you, Donna, all these years for having me on. I've really enjoyed it. And,
our honor.
Collaboration, really, we have had fun.
Absolutely. It's also an honor to have you guys watching. Thank you so much. And to all of our sponsors, want to thank you also for that as well. But everybody keep having a great day. You can find us, on television, Channel 182 Charter Communications, and Abundance Television Syndicated, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And I'm with the Newscasters too. So we're really tickled. You'll have video. You'll be able to see AP there as well. So continue watching. We definitely appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. And enjoy the football games. Bye-bye.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.